Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here on Spring Year 3. Yes, and you heard correct. Spring Year 3. Now, when we last left off, it was about a week ago since I was last able to play. I've been running this now for a few hours. I was just trying to reactivate myself here. But we're on the verge of death almost, and I'm hesitant to start over. The things that have changed is I've built 3 houses, and as you can see, all of these cancel symbols here, the game in its galaxy knowledge, because of the room temperature inside, says it's not safe. So none of the settlers want to go inside the buildings and sleep in their bed. But instead, they'll sleep outside in a blizzard and a cold snap, because that's mo better. I'm glad that logic makes all of the sense in the world. They clearly didn't think that through. Like, okay, it's too cold there, but you'll just fall asleep outside because you got nowhere else to go. Glad that makes sense. But the problem I was having is my cellar was flooded for all the way up till midway autumn, I believe. So basically all of year 2, the cellar was flooded and in the mid 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in non-freedom units. I just know, like, I think 0 Celsius is like freezing. It's about 32 degrees ish. And you'll notice on, if I can click on this shelf, there's a symbol that I can't hover over because it'll go away. But the last symbol on the right, it's grayed out, but there's water icon. Now, although with it being on the shelf, it was not showing due to it being in the water. It was 1.5 times the amount, or increasing the decay rate, because I put a thing of cabbage here on the floor to see what that was. My food was spoiling almost instantly, and by almost instantly I mean 1 in-game day. My food was spoiling. I've lost all of the food that I basically had. And I could not, for the life of me, get the settlers to drain this. I couldn't, like, right click, try to priority haul, urgent haul. I had all of their urgent haul and hauling set to a 1. I even opened this door hoping maybe it'll flood out and maybe seep through the soil. That wouldn't work. Nothing was working. And I was just about to give up and start over, and then the water just decided to, nope, we're gonna go away, and then magically poof over here into this pile that I made for just water. I've been trying to recover this, and in that meantime, I've had 3 attacks. We've got 2 new prisoners, and we had 2 people join. We had Aletta here, who was just a self-join. You know, they were being chased or whatever, and they just asked to join. No combat, no nothing, because there wasn't a penalty for them doing that. And then we had, was it Marriott? They were our last prisoner that you guys seen. They finally joined us. Out of the 3 attacks over here, we've been all successful. I didn't show any of them because archery still reigns absolute supreme, no questions. Just get enough archers, it doesn't matter their skill, they're gonna destroy whatever comes this way. So that's why I didn't bother showing that. You'll notice that I did shrink this down. I've been doing a ton of digging. There's been giant spots here and here. I've dug that out. I filled all of this in here. I've blueprinted the wall. I've dug out some stuff here. I'm not really happy with the way this has turned out. I didn't realize this was going to be on the diagonal when I settled here, and I don't know. I find it quite disgusting, but I guess everything doesn't have to be a square box. So yeah, I finally just now kind of recovered out of 2 cold snaps, and my settlers, I don't know if this is another bug, but when I had a giant dig order here, again on the surface, settlers were constantly going idle despite mining being in their job queue. Something else I've noticed while they were going to fill this spot in here, it's nothing else was getting done. I had to manually build these 3 houses because for whatever reason, and I could be very wrong on this, but this is what I've noticed. If you want to build a soil tile, they will not build anything else because that soil tile is taking top priority in this imaginary list. I have 3 wooden structures here that I needed built. Beds, roofs, flooring, everything. They simply would not do it. They would go and dig, grab some soil, and come here. And if I dig out this soil tile, I'm only going to get 3 dirt. It takes 5 soil to build a soil wall. Now, granted, albeit this is limestone, but you get the idea. So nothing else was getting done. And then that's including whatever bug was going on down here because the water temperature made this room in the mid 50s. It didn't matter if it was winter outside. It didn't matter if there was a cold snap. The water just remained the same. And causing everything in here to instantly spoil when it was getting down here. And again, by instantly spoil, I mean 1 in-game day. Everything was just spoiling off. I'm like, how do I have no food? And why is everything rotting so quickly? Like, I get I have giant fields here, but still nothing was just getting done. I'm like, I should have plenty of food for each season. And then I know there will be, a big mass decay from, previous seasons. And I was okay with that because it should all cycle through. And the other mistake I made and this is purely my fault. I zigzag down with the warehouse. I have not. I've just been trying to go in a straight line and I royally screwed myself. I've been shrinking this, not realizing it. And now I have this ugly looking split here in my warehouse and I ended up under what is supposed to be my kitchen. This whole playthrough has gone straight downhill from when I last stopped, when I last stopped playing. I'm honestly really hoping that my settlement gets absolutely obliterated. Yeah, right now I got a bunch of people idle, but that's because I just brought you guys in here so I can give you an update. If you guys want me to abandon this playthrough, because it does seem to be bugged, but I could be very wrong, and I may be just not understanding how the cellar flooding mechanics work. Because the last 2 times it flooded, it didn't stay that long. It eventually dissipated. I never had it stay there for almost an entire in-game year, and then causing everything to spoil. That was really, really hurting me. But I've been trucking on. I've been trying to save it so I can learn. And I was looking to see if I can shut off the water flooding while in the save. But I don't actually see a thing for that here. And then even when I go into the edit, there's no like checkbox for it. I've been slowly increasing their hit points too. Because I keep forgetting it always starts off at like 60%. I've been slowly raising it to make it a little bit more difficult, but these are all just sliders in here, and there was nothing for the water. I was kind of contemplating on shutting it off, just because I'm not sure if it's bugged or I'm just having a huge misunderstanding on how it works. But since I got a bunch of idle settlers, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do an allow on the wall. Just kidding. All layers. Is it blueprint phase then? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to build this wall. I'm going to let him go bananas. And then I'm going to have to make some adjustments. I don't like this just because of how jagged looking it is. But, yeah. Is what it is. Because I shouldn't have idle settlers. All right, let's just do a big old, there we go. And then I do need to build, nothing is set in stone, no pun intended. Because I'm going to be having a quarry over here, I am going to have like a gate or something here. Well, I'm going to build some other towers and then have another like pathway here. I think our main, what the hell? I think our main form of combat is going to be here. This is where we're going to really try and draw them to. So I'm going to have to make this a bit more weaker than what this is over here, because it seems like I can still relatively exploit the AI. With just having this going up here every time I've gotten attacked, you just simply go up here and the raiders don't care about anything about my base. They don't try and destroy anything. They don't try and burn a building down. They don't try and do anything. They just simply, they want them cheeks. They're coming straight here every time. So the same should be for the walls. Now this again was before 1.0, but when they updated the AI to be a bit smarter for sieges, you know, to build ladders and stuff, I've discovered if I build a double wall, even if it's just one high, I've never had them build a ladder up on top of the wall. Simply because there's no way for them to get down. They don't seem to build a ladder up here. And then if they were to, I'm assuming this is the way it works because it happened every time. They wouldn't have a way to build then down. So no matter what, they would always go, if I had a door here, they always ran around to the door. They ignored the walls entirely. Siege engines didn't matter. If they brought it, they just attacked the tower, random bit of the wall, or a building. So I'm hoping the same reigns true, that if I just have a double thick wall one high, they're going to ignore it, because even if they were to build and get on top of the wall, they don't ever build a way down. So they would effectively get stuck here. So they effectively don't bother building anything. They just go straight for the door. And that's effectively what I'm going to do again. I really should have this on pause so you can build this wall. Now I just need to figure out a tower down here. Which, let's see, we are going to do... Tower would have to be here, I believe. Right? How did I build this one? I see it's single inside. Single inside. I just don't remember if I needed the double walls inside the towers. Then I'm curious if they'll see it being the least passive resistance of destroying that block and then getting to that door to get inside my base. But I guess we'll find out the hard way. Correct. I didn't think so. Bad. I really hate this auto block crap. That really needs to be a toggleable thing. It needs to die like immediately. It's so garbage. It's just random ass blocks. Like I'm great that I really like that it'll auto rotate the corner, but I hate it for everything else because y'all just have a few of these different things checked and it's like, can we just not? Like, I'm good with the auto rotate on corners, but the rest of this auto shape bullshit has to go. Like that needs to be a toggleable thing. There's no way that should be a thing. Oh, what do we got? Merchant and idle settlers. Slave merchant? As much as I want more people, having a food problem. Yeah, the next time those two people go idle, we're gonna have to look and see what the problem is there. Let's see, so if I got a tower about here somewhere, stockpile's kind of in the way, honestly. I'm gonna have to move it. Or do I? Oh no, is this correct? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that is correct. I feel like I should just move this stockpile over here. I guess I could move it down here. I can just do something like that. What the hell? Nope, that's not correct. Rip. Let's do single layer so we don't screw up. Come on. Guess I can unpause it. I know I'm always afraid if I don't have it paused while I'm doing this, they're gonna start building this portion and it's gonna annoy the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm gonna double that. Alright, so we need some stairs. Go back to wood. Did I seriously just lay limestone? I did. I mean, I thought I clicked wood, but I guess not. I almost kind of wish there was a copy-paste blueprint for a building. Stupid autosave. Wait, what? Why is this? Can we build, please? Thank you. Butthole. Alright, unpause again. Alright. Yeah, see, look at it's like I get 3 different shapes. Can we stop, please, with that? It's terrible. Just no. Just know the answer is no. That's fail. All right. Now we gotta make them not want to. That's not correct, is it? That's gonna. Nope. Oh, okay. Supposed to be something like this. There we go. Window. Limestone. Nope. I suck at building, dude. I am so bad at it. I can never get what like. I know what I want, but I don't ever know how the hell to achieve what I want. That clearly doesn't go there. Then I need to do something like this. Yeah, that, sure. Does that go there? No. Tree, why do you exist? Go away. I need all of you to go away. You're in the way. Because then... The doors would go there, or not. Like, door to door. Yeah, I think the corner of the tower is in the way. Because then while they were smacking on the door, I could smack them. But the tower's in the way. Alright, let me fail at this on my own. Nope, not unpause. Pause that. Alright, I've kind of gotten that mapped out. It's very clearly on the disgusting side, as per usual with anything that I build. I am not a builder. I am usually the grunt. I guess I can't even display grunt of the group because, well, I don't have any friends. I don't know what those are. We had a cattle pop in. It's a female. We do want to tame it, not hunt it. And hope that it itself doesn't get hunted immediately. So hopefully we can go and wrangle in this moo-moo. And then I've gotten our other tower over here. And I realized I screwed up yet again with mapping this out. I'm too lazy, and I really don't feel like fixing it. And of course, our settlers are starving. The game hates me and isn't really giving me many fish. I've been trying like hell to get fish. Oh, as I say that, now a bunch is here. Okay. Oh, that works. Alright, so go get some fish. I might have to do a forced tame hunt here. Is there anything floating around that would be inside these walls? I also got to keep an eye. I'm sorry. How are you doing this exactly? It's quite impressive that they're able. You, interesting. Let's see, if you can fish over the wall, I'm a bit afraid of what the AI can do. I did see that there was a bug where AI is able to shoot you through walls and through the ground, no matter what. Well, you guys are just gonna pound raw fish. I mean, if you're starving, I guess. That was my fault. See, I have an urgent haul now. Someone's unconscious. Let me guess, you're super hungry. Yeah. Crap. I just seen he was a night owl. I'm really hoping. I've gotten super discouraged with whatever was going on in the cellar down there. Like, why are we not urgent hauling this? Like, surely there's no way my stockpiles are full. They were practically empty. And if I'm out of food, that means... Oh, where the hell is the goddamn kitchen? Yeah, like, come on. Is this not meant for fish? Yeah, fish. Like, it can be stored here. This is what I mean. Like, why isn't the urgent haul happening? everybody's on urgent hauling, including the Doge. And there's people, well, was people up. Alright, as long as that pile is gone. Like, I wouldn't care if it was sitting there, but the wildlife will just come and eat it right away. We just had another prisoner joined us, Halinda. Another thing that I'm not sure if it's a bug. I'm getting a lot of forced equip stuff, and I don't know why. And this is my own custom profiles here. I don't have force unequip on. It was originally, and just about everybody had forced equipped stuff. Now I made them drop all of their stuff, but they re-picked it back up and it went back into a forced use, and I don't know why. Same thing as going with the one-handed. Oh, I guess I could get that off of there. Force unequip. But it's not doing it for everybody. I don't understand why it's happening on only some of them. Yeah, how far along are you? Oh, you were the original person we started here with. Before, like, you guys didn't even see, I don't think. You're only 10% of the way recruited? Interesting. I guess the other person was much smarter and they're like, nah, I'm good. Someone is getting hit. You're gonna let the cattle punch you, can we not? Go that way. So, did you fail at taming the mumu? Is that it? Yeah. I guess you've pissed off the cow. Doesn't look like the cow's gonna give up either. We need... You guys are fishing. I do actually kind of need the fish. Constructing. Nope, not you. You're praying. So, figures. Go there, and then you go... Like, oh, no, you're not gonna do that. Alright, go here then. I guess you're just gonna have to kite the moo over to here. Oh, keep moving, please. Not so much for, are you... Alright, you're fleeing. Are you done attacking? Fleeing. Alright, looks like Mumu learned its lesson. Perfect. Alright, go back into banging limestone. Yeah, we're gonna be short. We're gonna chew up all of this for sure. No questions. Kinda hope they get this done first. Guess it doesn't really much matter, because in any case, we're still gonna just run up onto our little dirt mound here. The only thing that is currently the problem, I shouldn't have dug this section out, is I should have added on to over here, because I'm having an issue line of sight with anybody that gets onto the ramp. They're wanting to run out the door to shoot them, and even if they're on hold their ground, they won't break their target, even though line of sight has been broken. And then I noticed too with all of my spoilage that I had going on, I have no red current either. And usually that'll be my I desperately need food thing, but now I got none. Yay me. So I know it's probably too early in spring and it probably won't come up till summer, but I've been scurrying the map just trying to find any of the berry bushes if they've bloomed. I never really paid attention to the newer berry bushes, if and when they bloom. Right here. Blackthorn. Harvest those, and then do not consume it. Very high. Get that planted. Then we will at least have something. Oh, unpause. It'll be better than nothing. The only wildlife I really have around the map is relatively hostile other than the deer. I guess I could hunt a bunch of those. Ooh, we're definitely gonna get rid of the polecats. No question there. I guess if we can hunt the wabbit, and then, yeah, we'll hunt a bunch of the deer. Let's see. Are they all mature? It looks that way. Young. Yep. We'll go with that. That should be a nice meat stockpile for now. I was trying to not hunt because I would really rather have them, building and stuff and not hunting. But we don't got much of a choice. Guess I could just have them fish. Did I get rid? I did get rid of the ramps over here. How would they get down here? Oh, you guys are definitely not finishing that wall. Because you guys are jackasses, that's why. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do that to build that. That was the other thing that was going crazy. When I was digging out this corner over here. So for example, if I had a dig command like this, and this stuff was up against a wall, instead of digging the tile, you know, here, to get to the one up here, they were running around, going up a ramp all the way over, swimming across the river to walk along the little edge here to get at a tile, like, right there. It's like, can you not? So I had to go through and destroy all of the ramps over here, because each ramp I destroyed, the AI would then just want to go to the further one away, but I can't destroy these ones over here because it's technically out of bounds. It was driving me absolutely insane, so I had to manually, again, dig out this corner because these jackasses wanted to constantly run all the way around, all the way up onto here, across the damn river, just to mine out a tile right there instead of digging out the one in, digging out the tiles in front of it. They decided to prioritize, it's much better for me to run all the way across the map, all the way back across the map, across the river, get to here. Dig out this tile rather than just, yeah. And I know the developers said they're still working on it, but goddamn. Oy. I was really liking what the AI was doing, but you haven't seen, but I have gotten them stuck down below when I did this split over here. This is why there's wooden stairs here, because, you know, I put in a dig command here and I left this portion out. AI is supposed to be smarter. In their infinite wisdom, they trapped themselves down here. I had 3 people stuck and I had no dirt, so I couldn't build, you know, a soil ramp. I had to build a wooden staircase. And I was just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was really enjoying this playthrough. And these couple of hours that I've been playing, I haven't even, this is the only episode that I've gotten recorded. And it sucks because this is my only day to play, where I've got like good 5 solid hours of I've had nothing. You know, so I'm like, cool, I can sit down, I can bang out a few episodes, hopefully maybe stretch it another week span like I did last, you know, recording session. Wednesday is really kind of my only day where I don't have a lot to do. And I've gotten 1 episode. I'm like, are you joking? Oh, this sucks so much because I'm going to be gone, even though I'm off tomorrow, I'm going to be gone a great chunk of the day. I doubt I'm going to be able to record. I was just like, this isn't happening. You've got to be kidding. My playthrough is literally falling apart. I'm trying to like calm down and not go like full tilt and just banish this playthrough into the shadow realm and start from scratch. But then the problem is if I do that, I feel like I have to play up until a certain point because it's rinse and repeat where nothing was changed. You know, And for you, anybody who sees all the research here, I haven't done any research because of so many problems, and you guys wouldn't have seen it. I guarantee you I would have forgotten what I've selected, so I've just said, "To hell with research." You know, I was just trying to get all of this under control. And like I said, I was finally getting it partially under control spring of year 3, which is bananas that it took an entire in-game year for me to try and start mucking with all of this stuff. I never really had too many problems with this game's bugs wise, other than just the terrible logic of the AI. There's not really anything I could do about that, but this, for the 1.0 release, I don't know how or where they went wrong, but the amount of bugs or just things that are going sideways and just isn't working like the way it used to is kind of bananas. I almost feel like I should scrap this playthrough and wait for them to do a patch. They did say they are working on it. You know, they have heard everybody loud and clear, which is fantastic. I don't know if I scrap this run or I wait for a patch to come through and see what happens. And in case anybody asks, no, I am not using any mods. This was fresh install, validated files, no mods, or vanilla. The only thing that I changed, which allows you to do in game, is a custom start where I removed some of the stuff that you would start with. I don't remember what. I have memory of a goldfish, attention span of a squirrel. But I do know I removed some of the things from the start. That's the only change that I made, and it shouldn't have made this go bananas like that, because that's effectively the same thing I've always done in the betas. But maybe it's because it was a saved preset, perhaps, from, you know, previous non 1.0 parts. Perhaps that's causing a problem. I have no idea. I just know I was definitely tilted. And the fact that I've gotten one episode where nothing has happened other than me wetting my huggies. Oof. Like, I've lost all train of thought. I've lost everything that I wanted to do. You know, I'm just now finally getting the walls in. But I really thought the settlement was doomed. I didn't think I was going to make the winter, because I just had zero food. Whatever fish were in the river, I completely fished everything out. Please tell me this Doge is... this is the other thing they need to do. They need to make these right messages, like, dismissible. It's constantly in the way, and you can't get to the screen. And fuck, is it irritating, dude. Alright, so we do have a Doge, and we are going to train it. Go. Yeah, they need to... There's definitely a lot of quality of life features that they need to do. And then there's just some overall game logic of, you know, making these rooms hazardous to the settlers. I know, put a brazier in there. But that was the least of my concerns, because they were potentially going to die without food anyway, because everything insta-spoiled. But I've bitched about it every playthrough. These developers, you know, have absolutely zero idea how a brazier works, or they don't know how fire works. They've clearly never been around fire a day in their life, because, you know, you put a brazier in a small 6x6 room, and, you know, it just heats up the tiles around it. So unless if, you know, the game is seeing this as a ginormous mansion, I would need like 70 braziers in here on high intensity, and, you know, the room will still be 7 degrees. So, like, I always put it right next to every bed, so they would be the warmest. And, you know, I get it makes sense. Heat dissipates the further you would get away from the heat source. But even if I put it in the center here, the house is still going to be cold as shit. So, from effectively the fact of not having 70 million of them scattered across the map, I just let them freeze. But I just wish... Stop disabling the goddamn beds. Like, seriously. You know, it's just like... Blizzard outside, super cold. Let's disable the beds instead of getting indoors and freezing. We'll sleep outside where it's freezing in a blizzard. But yeah, I'm going to stop ranting on this episode. I need to simmer on down here. I do apologize for it, but yeah, I just... much rant. Although, I do hope you guys maybe have learned something. Hope you've enjoyed my pain. If any questions about the game, please feel free to ask. I will do everything I can to answer. I'm by no means an expert at this game, clearly, but I will do my best to answer any questions. If you're curious on how the mechanic works, I will also do my best to explain that and try and showcase it off at some point in time, either in this playthrough or in another playthrough, if I don't flip my desk and throw my PC out the window. Till then, everybody, take care. Bye.